Okay, so you and Kevin ended up hooking up, and you guys started working on Flatbush Misdemeanors originally as just a YouTube video.
So we wrote Flatbush as a pilot. So it was like a 35-page script. And we showed it to some people, and they're like, I don't know what this is. They had no idea what to make of it. There was nothing, you know what I mean? They just didn't know.
Couldn't decipher it.
Yeah. So then we ended up, so we had that, and it was just kind of sitting for a minute. I did a pilot for Fox. I did like an animated pilot, and that was the first time I'd gone through that and written a pilot and anything like that got anywhere. So it was cool because I went through the steps or whatever, and then it doesn't go to series, but you kind of go through that process. And then I came back and was just like, I just wanted to like make something. At least from my perspective, was like, just want to make something. So we took that 35-page script, chopped up anything that would be budget, and we were just left with 15 pages, and we shot it piecemeal. You know, we borrowed friends' cameras. It's split into 5 parts, you know, just because that's when we used it on 3 different cameras. We snuck onto the subway. We had comedians show up again. We bribed a janitor to let us into a school on a Saturday. And then one of the kids, the kid who was playing the original Zaina, she bailed at the last minute because she's like, I got to get ready for my school dance. And so we're just like in a school for nothing. Like, it's like, I get it from her perspective, you know?
I know.
But so, you know, we got the thing made and threw it online. And nobody cared, like nobody watched it. But that first one, it was like a 15-minute short. It started doing well at film festivals. And that was kind of what got the ball rolling, you know?
Okay. So, by the way, why that name, Flatbush Misdemeanors?
I don't remember the exact origin of it, but we were talking about different titles. Flatbush seemed like the perfect kind of setting for it because
definitely.
It's like, you know, I mean, it's such a historic neighborhood. It's a neighborhood that it feels very much like an island, on an island. You know, we both, Kevin and I both live there now, but we're not born there. We weren't raised there. So, but it's a neighborhood that it has a lot of different, it's very cool when you can walk 2 blocks in any direction and feel like you're in a different world, you know, in terms of the history, the architecture, the people there. It's like largely Caribbean neighborhood. There's just like a lot of different elements to it that feels very like diverse and vibrant there. And then the misdemeanor aspect of it, Kevin put it well once when we were talking about how like a lot of the characters are going to, you know, in life you have to cut a lot of corners, you know.
Definitely.
Hassan calls it troubleshooting.
Yeah.
You have to just, you know, whether it's jaywalking, you have to do whatever. We all have to cut a little corner just to get through the day because it's so fucking hard to get through the day. So that's the misdemeanor aspect. It's not even like these are outright crimes. It's just these little infractions that you do just to tread water, you know? So that's
stay afloat.
And you hopefully don't judge the characters for any of it, you know? So that's sort of what the thesis is.
I mean, yeah, when I first moved to New York in 2002, I lived in Flatbush on a church in East 18th.
Smack dab in the middle.
Right in the middle. Exactly. Exactly. So when I watch it, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a real familiar feel, you know, nice. To the whole series. Okay. So you put together this, you know, this digital short, you start taking it to film festivals, and it started to actually get recognition. Was it actually nominated for an Oscar at that point?
No, it wasn't nominated. So certain film festivals are more prestigious. So it won at one of them. It won like the grand jury award, which I guess qualifies it to get nominated for the Oscar. You have to have won like some grand jury awards at like important film festivals,
like super prelim.
Right, exactly. So then it was eligible. It got to the stage of being, you know, eligible to be on that short list to get nominated. And so that was cool. I mean, to win that grand jury thing, because the shorts, which are not online, the web series, you know, technically it's a mess. Like we couldn't color it, we couldn't sound mix it, cheap sound. Like it's really rough. Technically, we have 3 different cameras. Like it's crazy, but it had jokes in it. I think that was the biggest thing, because if you go to those film festivals and you sit through those stuff, especially the narrative shorts, they play them like in a block.
They do, yeah.
Like most of them are dramatic. They're people who are trying to show they can make features. They're people who are like So it's going to be a lot of tragedy. It's going to be a lot of like a baby dies, somebody is set on fire. Like it's a lot of really sad shit.
Yeah,
so
very
we just
extreme. It's a amount of time.
Yes, condensed tragedy.
Yeah.
And so then they show ours, and it's just it's Kareem like jumping up and down and telling me to like hold his food or whatever, and saying call me daddy, and it just has jokes. And so that's people in the room. It's tough to tell in the room,
and it breaks the monotony too.
It breaks the monotony, and it's tough to tell in a room if like a drama is working. You know what I mean? Especially in a short thing. But a comedy, it's easy to tell if it's working. People are laughing. So I think that was hugely helpful for it, for sure.
Okay, so then Showtime ends up picking it up.
Right. Yeah. So go ahead.
Well, which is a big deal to get a series on Showtime. Or HBO is considered like the twin towers of
course.
In terms of series. So how did you guys end up getting picked up by Showtime?
So the film festivals gave it some momentum, and then some production companies were interested, and we were lucky to have a few different offers, and we started working with one production company and then took it to networks. So we had the pitch for it, and we had the like emotional arc of the season pretty much planned out of like, this is what a season would be. This is where, Dan is going to start and where he's going to end up. This is where Kevin is going to start and end up. Right. This is the role that Drew plays in the story and how that's going to cause wrinkles and complications in their friendship and work and lives and everything. And so it was just kind of taking that into networks. And then we were lucky to have a few offers for it, but Showtime totally got it. They loved the web shorts also, which was, I think, also incredibly helpful. I don't think it gets picked up without those shorts, because I think that showed the like tone and feel of it.
Yeah, because that's what I had got familiar with the show, was the web shorts.
Right.
Yeah,
so
I was like, there's a vision here. There's something going on. There's something brewing.
Which I don't think we would have been able to like convey just through the script. I mean, we tried, and they were like, "What?"
Yeah.
And so I think that was hugely helpful. So yeah, from there, we had Showtime. We started working with them. We had to write the first 2 scripts, and then from there got the season order.